Hello guys! So for today's educational vlog is we will be learning at least 10 basic bandaging to be applied in any emergencies that you can encounter. So for today's educational vlog, we have a very important guest all the way from Canada. The very talented and the most popular singing sensation, Mr. Dave Dones!
1、2、3、にゃん、ありがとう。
So first, I will introduce to you the triangular bandage that we'll be using. So the part of the triangular bandage is we have the apex, which is the center or the point of our bandage, and then we have the base, and then the open face and the back part of the bandaging. Now I will show you how to do the square knot. So you have the right portion of your triangular bandage and the left. In order for you to do the square knot, just follow the right over left and left over right way of fixing your square knot. So we have the right over left and then left over right. And for you to identify if it is correct, the square knot, you can just remove it easily. And then we also have the simple knot. Simple knot is locate for the apex and then just simply get it and then do it like this. And then you have now the simple knot. For our bandaging, we will be using the open face, the half cravat, and the broad cravat. So first, I will teach you how to do the half cravat. So locate for the center of the base of your base and then locate for the apex and then fold it. And then fold it towards you and then reach for the center and then flip it. So you have now your half cravat. And for you to do the broad cravat, flip it again towards you and then reach for the center and then flip it. And there you go, you have now the broad cravat. So the first one is, suppose that your victim has a head top injury. So the first thing you need to do is to make sure that you apply a dressing. And then for you to secure the dressing, you will be locating the base and make sure to align it with your eyebrows and then reach for the edge and then make a crisscross at the back and then do a square knot in front, right over left, left over right, and then for you to make your bandaging clean, tuck the excess. Also, the excess at the back, fold it and then tuck it to make your bandaging clean. So, this is the bandaging for the head top injury. Okay, the next one is, suppose that your victim has a face injury or a burn in the face. The first thing you need to do is to locate for the apex and then measure the apex up to the level of your victim's chin, and then make a square knot at the apex, simple knot at the apex, and then advise your client to put his index finger below his chin. So let's say that you have the face burn. So the first thing you need to do is put the simple knot at the top, placing the open face of your bandage at the affected area, and then locate for the base and fold it up to the level of your victim's chin. And then make a crisscross at the back and a crisscross in front. And in here, you will not be using a square knot. Just tuck it directly. Also at the side. And the the top portion of your bandage. And then advise your client to remove his index fingers. So we have the bandaging in the face injury. Next is suppose that your victim has a backhead injury. So the first thing you need to do is imagine that we'll be applying a dressing first. Same process with a face injury. Advise your client to put his index finger below his chin and then measure from the head up to the level of his chin para malaman natin kung hanggang saan i-fold ang ating base. So, make a simple knot in the apex and then place it at the top, but the open face of your bandage will be now at the back portion or at the affected area of your victim. Same process, looking for the base and then fold it or roll it up to the level of his chin, below his chin, and then make a crisscross in front. Make sure that you're not doing it too tight and too loose. And tuck it at the side. Also here. And then advise your client to remove his index finger. So, this is the bandaging for backhead injury. Suppose that your victim has an injury in front of his chest. So, let's imagine he has an injury in his right chest. So, first thing you need to do is apply dressing. And then advise you find the apex of your bandage and then place it on the shoulder above the affected area and advise your client to hold it for you. And then find the base of your bandage and then fold it up to the level above the abdomen or your diaphragm. And then after rolling it, reach for the back. And then at the back, you will make a square knot in the level of his right shoulder or the affected area of his chest. So, right side, you will be making a square knot right over left and then left over right. And then, this one will be applied here at the top, right over left, and then left over right. And then tuck the excess as always. Also here. To make your bandaging as clean as possible. So, this is the bandaging for the injury in front of the chest. Okay, so for the next bandaging, we'll be applying it for the abdominal part or the abdominal injury. So for this injury, we will be using half cravat. And then, it for the center. And then, apply it level of your diaphragm. And then reach for the back. And then, the back. Make sure to do a square knot at the side part of the back of your victim so that he will not feel any pressure here in his spinal cord. So make a square knot right over left and then left over right. And then tuck the excess to make your bandaging clean. So that's it. This is your bandaging in the abdominal fracture of your victim. So the next one is suppose that your victim has a shoulder injury. The first thing you need to do is advise your client to put his part of the shoulder which is affected arm here and then the unaffected arm is to support the affected arm. And then next is find the apex of your bandaging and then make a simple knot. And then get the other edge of your bandage and then insert it here. Make sure to place it under the arms. And then get the other edge and then place it above the affected shoulder. Now you can now advise your victim to remove his unaffected arm for you to make your necessary adjustments. And then in this portion, make sure that the palm or the back portion of the palm of your affected arm is shown here. And then make a square knot at the back, right over left, and then left over right, and then tuck the excess. This is the bandaging for the shoulder injury, or we call it the arm sling. For the next bandaging we'll be using is the same with the shoulder injury, but it is now our underarm sling bandaging. So we will show you, or I will show you the difference between underarm and then arm sling. So again, advise your client to put the affected part and then support it with the unaffected part, and then locate the apex of your bandage and then make a simple knot, and then reach for the other side of your bandage, the edge, and then place it here and make sure to put it under the affected arm. And then this one, this is the difference between the underarm and then arm sling. In the underarm sling, you put it or cross it underarm and then reach for both ends. And then you can now advise your client to remove the unaffected part, unaffected arm, to make your necessary adjustments. Okay, and at the back, you'll be doing a square knot. So right over left, and then left over right. And then tuck the excess. So, the simple knot. So, you have now the underarm sling for the shoulder injury. So, for the next injury, we will be using the broad cravat. So, we will be applying a bandage that is applicable for the fracture of the arms. It could be also applied in the thigh and the legs of your victim. So, suppose that your victim has a fracture on his arm, so we'll be using a broad cravat. So first things first, if you have now your broad cravat, locate for the other edge of your bandage and then advise your client to hold it. And then locate for the affected area and fold your bandage like this, and then roll it twice, and then remove the edge of the bandage and fold it. Then continue rolling. Make sure to not make it too tight and too loose. And then after that, tuck it to make it clean. And also for the apex. So this is a fracture in the arms, and also it is applicable again for the thigh and the legs. Suppose that the victim has a burn in his hands, so the first thing you need to do is apply gauze in between his fingers. sure that the affected area will not get worse. And then get your triangular bandage, locate for the center of the base, and then insert it below his arms, and then reach for the apex and cover the arms, the arm, and then get the side of your bandage and fold it towards the arm, and then make a crisscross above the arms, and then make a crisscross below. And then if there are excess, you can double it and make a crisscross, make a square knot at the back, right over left, and left over right. And then tuck the excess to make your bandaging clean, and then reach for the apex and tuck it here. So this is the bandaging for the burn in the arms. So for our last bandaging, we'll be applying it to your knee injury. We'll be using a half cravat. So do your half cravat for your bandaging, and then reach for the center here, and then place it above the knee, and then make a twist at the back, and then another in front, and then reach for both ends, and then make a square knot, right over left, and then left over right, and then tuck the excess to make your bandaging as clean as possible. So that's it. This is the bandaging for the knee injury. So that's it, guys, for today's educational vlog. I hope you've learned something about my 10 basic types or basic ways of bandaging, and also I would like to give a shout out and a very big thanks to my special guest, Mr. Dave Torres, for his time with me today. So what can you say for today's educational vlog?
So I have learned something, and although it's quite hard, but still I learned how to do some bandaging, 10 basic bandaging. Thank you.
So that's it, guys. Thank you. Bye.